Hi, I'm Raven, and this is the third installment of Double Strength Collective's Women's History Month series with Care. Today, we're speaking to easily the coolest butcher apprentice in the city of Detroit. We're here with Khatja McKay. Hi, Khatja.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm really good.
Awesome. Well, we're so glad we could have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I think before we get any deeper, we have to talk about the masterpiece that's sitting in front of us because you made this.
I did.
Can you tell us a little bit about the board?
Yeah, so it's kind of a mixture of different charcuterie and other cured things that we make at the butcher shop that I work at.
Okay.
We focus on creating these things, these like products with pasture raised and grass fed meat. So what you get, I think, is not only something that obviously like tastes really good, but it looks really cool. It's a selection of like salami and lomo. There's a little bit of smoked Polish kielbasa, which we also make there too. Fruits and goat cheeses, and a really good blood orange preserve, which is one of my favorite things that we carry in my job.
Nice. And the job you're referring to, you're at Marrow, correct?
Yep, I'm at Marrow. We're on the east side. It's a pretty cool little place. We are woman-owned.
Nice.
The small company that owns us is headed by women. They employ women. Our executive chef and sous chef, and I would say like 99% of the line cooks there are women. Supported by women, women employing women everywhere. Yeah, so it's a really cool place, and it's just a really cool team to be a part of. I think about it all the time.
So you're not just at Marrow though, you also have your own thing going too with Baldwin Supper Club. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I created the Supper Club as a way to kind of expose people who may be like nervous about fine dining, or who may be nervous about going into some of these primarily white spaces to enjoy a meal. Now you can have it amongst like other people who are just like you, people who are curious about fine dining. And it's been a really good experience just being able to craft these like really beautiful and like intricate and thoughtful menus. But like, I think ultimately, like I said, what it goes back to is just being able to interact with people. Food is just the medium.
Inspiring community.
Yeah, literally.
That's amazing. Okay. Well, with that being said, I know it's kind of jumping around a little bit here, but you mentioned just the importance of having that, that great dining experience that everyone should be able to partake in at some point in time. What's the best dining experience that you've ever had? And it can be in Detroit or anywhere, because you've also traveled quite a bit, so you've got some stories, I know.
Yeah. I forgot because I just got back from traveling, so I didn't even think about those places. It's actually Mabel Gray.
Okay.
I forgot about Mabel. Okay, because I've actually eaten at Mabel so many times, so like all of the meals just kind of like run into each other. But I think that what Chef James Regato does is he a robot. Like it's very seldom that you will see an executive chef work the line.
Sure.
Like that's not like something that happens. That's actually one of the reasons why I respect and love Chef Sarah Welch. James Beard Award nominated. She's the executive chef at Marrow.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you kind of like see these people who are supposed to be in these leadership roles, right? Like they're not typically working side by side with people, but Chef Sarah and Chef James Regato, they are so like in tune with everything that's happening in the restaurant. It's going to be impossible for something to get past them that's not going to be up to their standards. They're excellent leaders. They're present in a way that I think that's what makes them James Beard Award nominated chefs. Like what they bring to the table and what they do is radical compared to like cutting corners in cleanliness, in product, in service, which is a really big issue in the industry. But I think that they're very consistent. So yeah. I would say probably Vegan Month at Mabel Gray. We could throw Animal in there too. Also another LA spot. Just some really good meals all around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you said, it's hard to choose just one because there's so much good all around, and not just in the city, like abroad, everywhere.
Yeah.
But for you specifically, being a woman and a woman of color in this landscape, what kind of hurdles have you come encounter with?
I think for me, one of the biggest ones is probably, especially like starting in this industry as a cook before I got into butchery, just being pigeonholed into baking. That's something that happens to women a lot in the kitchen, where it's like you can follow a recipe. We give you a recipe, you followed it well, you executed it perfectly, you're a pastry chef now. Being a pastry chef and baking is just following recipes, and people follow those until it becomes inherent to them. Like, it just like clicks. Either that, or they have an old Southern grandmother who taught them how to make like pound cake, and those are also some of the best bakers in the world, not even people who are like traditionally trained.
Right.
I'm not a baker. I don't like baking. I'm good at it, but I really don't enjoy doing it. To me, it just felt like, I'm a woman, so you want me to fucking make cakes. So besides, I would say, like, being pigeonholed into baking, finally I was able to like break from that. And I found my passion in butchery, and truthfully, like, making charcuterie is what I'm most interested in. But I mean, even like where I am, I work in what has been the least toxic work environment I've ever had in my life. And I'm about to be 30 years old in the very near future. Like, being able to work on a team, like, not even just with women, because the team that I work on is 50% men, 50% women, including myself, even though like the rest of the team is primarily women. Yeah. Being able to work in such a supportive environment where it's good for people like me who are hungry. It's good for people like me who like to experiment and like to work with their hands and like make things. But I still get asshole customers who like, they won't let me help them. They won't let me like talk to them. One of my favorite ones that I get is like, oh, I'm waiting for the butcher. And it's just like,
oh no, not that one.
It's me. It's me. I'm so sorry to disappoint you. Literally, guests feeling comfortable to tell me that this is a verbatim statement, like, oh, well, you don't look like any butcher I've ever seen. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that's what I am. It really has helped me get a thicker skin, because at first, like, the first couple months of that were really rough. Like, it kind of made me second guess myself. Like, should I really do this? Like, nobody ever believes in me. Nobody ever believes I know what I'm talking about. People don't believe me when I tell them that I've made this. People ask me, oh, have you tried? Like, I've tried everything in this butcher shop. I can tell you how to make this 5 different ways. But I think the time in which we live, women who are in butchery are getting a bigger platform. And women have always been butchers. Black women have always been butchers. Slavery, hello. We have been slaughtering and butchering and making sausage and bacon and pork, and truthfully taking the scraps that were given to us and transforming those things into things that would not only feed our captors, but feed our families. Black people are the people who created putting fat and pork in greens. Like, all of these different beautiful things that like women and like black people and other people of color, like literally in Spain, people who are not traditionally considered, like, I guess, like European Spaniards, people who have like more, who are viewed more as like an ethnic minority there, women are very much a part of making things within a traditional like Spanish butchery and slaughtery setup. Women make sausage. Women have always done that. They've always been an integral like part of that. And so I think that, like, I don't know, maybe America can kind of catch up with the, you know, that notion. But I'm inspired by so many women who are butchers. Literally, one of my idols is Cara Nicoletti. She's this wonderful, wonderful woman. She's a 4th generation butcher. I think she's from New York. And she makes some of the most beautiful sausage I've ever seen. Like, the level of intention, and I feel like I keep saying that, but the care that women bring to the things that we do when we are in an empowered space, like, we really can do amazing things. Like, literally, her sausages are sold in Whole Foods. It's like $10 a pack. Like, that is a big deal. Like, for someone to, one, like, get a deal like that, but to be a woman who works independently for herself with her own company, with her own product and her own recipes, and to like put that out there in a way that isn't in some way like dictated by a man. Like, I think that's really cool, and I really look up to it. And I really struggled with that at first, because it was just really hard. It's just like, I felt like I was crying all the time, because like, it just sucks when people don't believe in you. But I just decided that, like, I don't need them to. I love what I do. I'm fucking good at it. I'm a badass, and I'm the flyest butcher they know. So it's just like, what really are they gonna say?
Khatja, this has been eye-opening and mind-blowing experience. I'm so glad that you're able to set aside a few minutes to come and talk to us and make some amazing food.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you for being here. Make sure that you take some time, go visit Khatja at Marrow, get some delicious charcuterie. Also, if you'd like to stay up to date with the rest of Double Strand Collective's With Care series, follow us at Double Strand Collective on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, and also at doublestrandcollective.wordpress.com. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next installment.